So, my name is Kayla Craigmile, and I'm a senior at K-State this year, and I study Spanish and anthropology. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my research on humor's effect on second language acquisition. So, like I said, my research focuses on the correlation between humor and second language acquisition in the context of second language classrooms and homestays in San Jose, Costa Rica. So, I do so by focusing on 3 participant groups: study abroad students learning Spanish, their homestay families, and then also their second language instructors. The main questions that I'm going to be asking are instructors using humor in their classrooms, and if so, how is it being perceived by students? And then how might second language instructors best utilize humor in their classrooms to better prepare students for real-world language use? So, based on the data, I found that the majority of the students that I polled had experienced humor in their second language classrooms, and of those students, they reported a overwhelmingly positive perception of humor in these classrooms. They said that it helped make class more fun, more relaxed, and it helped them learn cultural concepts as well as grammar and vocabulary. I also found that there seems to be a positive correlation between a student's experience with humor in the classroom and also their ability to understand humorous discourse and humorous conversations in Spanish. So basically, this chart just shows that if a student reported that they had experienced humor in their second language classrooms, it was more likely for them to say that they didn't have difficulty understanding jokes or that they only sometimes had difficulty. So this is overall just showing that humor is having a really positive effect on second language students and helping them better use their Spanish in real world situations outside of the classroom. Also, I found that there is a distinction to be made on the humor that is used in second language classrooms. So, based on an interview with one of the second language instructors, in her words, she says, "It is one thing to be empathetic and receptive, and another thing is humor. Humor is a linguistic competence." So, basically, in my paper, I go to talk about just kind of the difference between humor in a general classroom versus in a second language classroom. In a second language classroom, you have the opportunity to use passive and active humor, and you can really have the most beneficial effect on students in their Spanish language learning or second language learning by really explaining the jokes to them and explaining humor in the target culture. And you might have to explain like the very basic understanding of the joke itself. So, for example, vocabulary, conjugations, tense, things like that, to help the student acquire their second language, which is a little bit different than just using humor generally in a math classroom, for example. So overall, the data indicates that students are positively responding to humor in the classroom, and it is positively affecting their control of Spanish outside of the classroom. I didn't mention this in this presentation, but the main barriers for students' ability to interact with humorous discourse outside of the classroom are a lack of knowledge on cultural information, vocabulary, or their inability to understand Spanish at the rate of a native Spanish speaker. So overall, it suggests that humor might be best utilized focusing on these specific problem areas. However, to be most beneficial in the classroom, it must be done and integrated intentionally and actively. So thank you for listening, and I hope to see you on the 22nd at the roundtable.